guys, it's KB24 Status, or Charles Ryan, or Chucky Atkins, or simply, as I've self-proclaimed, like Shaq, the giant cactus, big cactus, Superman, Aristotle, self-proclaimed biggest Laker fan in the world, and welcome to another episode of Lakeshow's Finest, REDUX. Unfortunately, the Los Angeles Lakers suffered another loss last night to the lowly Detroit Pistons. I'm going to talk a little bit about the game, and then I'll do a story time, another famous segment, self-coined. And we're going to focus on Kuzma, Kyle, for about a little bit of this, because not only did he play the most minutes, but also, of course, he's from Flint, Michigan, just, close to Detroit. And, let's dive into it. So Kyle had he played 38 minutes, had 12 points, shot 35% from the field, 6 rebounds, 2 turnovers, 1 steal. However, he had 10 assists. And I don't know if that's a season high, career high for him. And if it is, if it isn't, then it's probably damn close, but that's fantastic. Because right now we're just evaluating our players for the future, seeing who we want to keep, sign Andre Ingram for, a feel-good 10-day for the fans and all that crap. But Kyle played the most minutes, shooting-wise, offensively on the scoring end. He wasn't too hot, 0 for 4 from 3, 2 for 4 from the free throw line, but the 10 assists is awesome. He had the most assists on the team this game, and honestly, the most assists in the overall game of any player, but honestly, I think it's crazy he had more assists than Rondo, because Rondo had a great game. He played 2 less minutes, 36 minutes, had 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists, with 2 steals and 3 turnovers. But once again, 3 turnovers for 36 minutes is a turnover a quarter, right? That's a great ratio. Unfortunately, he was a minus 20 and the worst plus minus in the game, Rondo. But let's get back to Kuz, because, like I said, he's from Flint. And I don't know if when he flew in last night, flew in the morning of the game, if he partied, with all his friends and all that. Whatever, that's his prerogative. But just really proud of the assist number, because it shows improvement, right? It shows growth, that he's willing to pass it up, find the open man. He had a couple good no-lookers to Caruso, I believe. Maybe that was last game against the Bulls. But still, nevertheless, he is proving that he's capable of being an all-around offensive player. And you can tell defensively he's really, really trying. And he has to right now, because that's the offense. It was JaVale, Rondo, and Kuz, and that was it. KCP and Caruso helped off the bench, but he played 38 minutes. Everything was going through him and Rondo. And when it went through him, once again, he showed that he's capable. Because, of course, if Brandon and Lonzo and LeBron were playing, there's no way in hell he would have 10 assists. And if he did, it would be very rare, right? It wouldn't be, this is an anomaly, 10 assists, but obviously he has more opportunities to have it now. But just really proud of him, and it's great seeing in his second year. This is his second year, right? I'm pretty sure. There's no way this is his third year. Hold on. There's no way. How could this be his third year? No. This is Brandon's third year, and Kuz's second year. So it's great to see someone have that, immediate growth. And once again, Brandon's younger, 3 years younger, played 3 years more experience, and unfortunately, once again, the blood clot thing and the arm, and he had successful surgery today, which is great. But it looks like he'll have to go on blood thinners over the summer or something similar to get rid of this blood clot. But the point is that it's great to see immediate growth from him. And he's looking like, not only because of his cheap contract, but he's a guy for the future. And if he gets a contract extension, it'll be much cheaper, than giving Brandon a 1 because, he was picked second versus Kuz, who I believe was picked 27th or 28th. But, yeah, just love this guy. I thought it was interesting to see Mike Muscala, the Moose, start. I thought that was an interesting decision by Luke to assert someone who's really barely played at all. And I don't understand why he only took 1-3. I get it. He played 15 minutes only, but I mean, if you're a stretch 5, or stretch 4 or stretch 5, like, why not attempt more than 1? I mean, overall, we sucked from 3, right? We were 6 for 25 for 24%, while the Pistons were 17 for 39 for 43%. And we were in the game, like, most of the time, I don't want to say most of the time, but it wasn't like we just let them run away with it, like overall. I mean, the third, they kind of screwed us over with the +9, but the Lakers they didn't just fold. They kept trying, and you got to give them credit because they have nothing to lose right now, nothing to play for, and it's great to see them really trying to give a shit. And the players are on expiring contracts, which is 7 or 8. You can go down the list, Rondo, KCP, even the guys we picked up, Muscala and Reggie Bullock, the list goes on and on, they're playing for another contract. So these guys got to perform. And when you have Reggie shooting 0 for 5 from 3 versus his former team, by the way, that doesn't look good. Because KCP showed up versus former team. Reggie played 21 minutes. KCP played 29. He had 17 points. Was 3 for 6 from 3. He made the most threes on the team. And he only made three threes for 50%, 3 for 6. 4 for 4 from the free throw line. It's great to see someone show up for their former team. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't get why Mo didn't play better. I mean, it's just when you play... He went to Michigan, right? He's from Germany. He's not from Flint like Kuz, but he went to Michigan. He probably had a few fans there. He said there might have not been fans because, there was a basketball game at Michigan or some event. So I get it, but still, you got to show out when you're at home, and KCP was the only one that did it. It is what it is, though. Once again, Caruso played great. Remember last game, LeBron was giving him dap and got in his face and said, "Keep it up, keep it up." And that's awesome because it reminds me of the whole Shetty Osman LeBron relationship from last year. That this guy may come off as a little white guy from Turkey or whatever, but these guys that come out of nowhere and show up, it's great to see. Because Caruso shot 2 for 4 from 3, and that's definitely not his strength. But Caruso made the second most threes on the team, 2, and then 3 by KCP. So it's awesome to see 6 for 8 from the line, which is only 75%. But for the Lakers, that's a freaking... The Lakers, we're curving the free throws. 6 for 8 is really going 9 for 10 on the Lakers because that's a huge accomplishment. But yeah, I thought Bonga should have played more. I thought Ingram should have played more because when you're getting, I don't know. I guess Luke was really going for the win to save his job, maybe. But once again, I don't think he's going to get fired. He has one more year left in his contract, but. You got to give these guys chances because Caruso is going to stick with the Lakers in the G League. But I don't know. You got to keep playing Caruso. You got to give Bonga more minutes. See what he's got. I mean, Bonga played fine. I mean, just give these guys opportunities just to get the reps. So yeah. So overall, just disappointing loss. But us Laker fans for the past 5 years, 6 years, are not making the playoffs since Dwight left. We're used to lately of watching a team that has nothing to lose down the stretch and just seeing how they never usually, I mean, with D'Angelo and the 2014-2015 season when Kobe got hurt and all that stuff, sometimes they would fold and they're used to losing. This team, they don't want to lose. Dude, losing can be contagious. And when you're used to losing, and I'll be honest, I think a perfect example is Larry Nance. Larry Nance is one of the most casual, bipolar, motivated, not bipolar players, and he's so used to losing, you can tell he doesn't care. But Kuz wants to win. of course, obviously, Rondo wants to win. And JaVale's a winner, right? He won 2 rings with the Warriors, and he doesn't care. He played for the Wizards when they weren't going places. He played for the Nuggets when they really weren't going places, when Brian Shaw was his coach, fun fact, if you don't know. But he showed out, JaVale. He was 20 points, 10 for 16 from the field, had 3 blocks, and he clogged up the lane. And when JaVale comes out, I don't know. It's kind of small ball. We're getting screwed over by Andre and Blake. But once again, I don't understand what's going on with Tyson. Is Tyson, like, saving himself for next year? I mean, I don't get it because he's an expiring. But it is what it is. And once again, for the umpteenth time, I'm really proud of their effort and just not giving up. Just, they're grinders. And these guys are really, really putting in the work to just try to get better no matter what. You're losing, you're up, you're down. It will come. Because I promise you, this is the last year where we're going to win 30 to 35, 30 to 38 games for a while. Because it doesn't matter who's coming. It doesn't matter if Clay's coming or Kyrie's coming or Jimmy's coming or AD's coming. Whoever comes, whoever we offer a 5-year, $210 million contract to, or maybe we give Clay a 1-year, just see what happens here with LeBron. Who knows? Because they're going to win the championship again, right? And if they don't, they'll be in the finals. Maybe lose to the Bucks, lose to the Raptors, whatever. They'll move on. That's what happens. Tyson won a championship with the Mavericks. Right away, he moved on to the Knicks, I believe. And the time is over. KD's going to move on. And if he doesn't, he eventually will. I mean, so that's the point. We're still trying. And I love it. I love it. All right. So on to the story time. I think I mentioned Jaylen Brown my last story time. How the Atlanta Lakers lost to the Celtics last Thursday, I want to say. Maybe it was Sunday or Saturday. But he was at this this little bar / hookah joint, whatever, called Barry's. And I have another story time. And it involves the Lakers-Suns playoff game in 2006 when the Lakers went up 3-1 over the Suns and they lost. I believe I haven't told this story. If I have, I apologize, but I'm pretty sure I haven't. But yeah, so if you notice on the Mamba Mentality montage video that I put together, Mamba Mentality, 20 years of Kobe in 20 minutes, there's a clip in about the middle of it where, Kobe, the famous Luke Walton tips it, Kobe gets the buzzer beater, and they win. Well, I was at that game, and that was the craziest game ever. I said this before, where I was at the game and I was upset that I didn't see Kobe pull the jersey over his chest, after he made it, because I was celebrating, and maybe it was on the Jumbotron, I said before, but I didn't see it. But just that atmosphere was amazing. And leading up to it, the Lakers were set up to either play the Suns or I believe the Spurs in the playoffs. But if you remember, I think we were the 7 seed and the Suns were the 2nd seed, I believe. And if not, we were the 8 seed and the Suns were the 1st seed. But once again, this is a team in 2006. All they had was Kobe and Smush Parker and not a whole lot. And they won that game. Went up 3-1. They lost the series. But being in that atmosphere with all the fans going nuts that this amazing competitor just made this crazy shot, knowing there was no chance to get to the 3rd round or the finals, is what I loved to see. And it was crazy because remember Luke tips it to him. He goes to the right, elbow fades away, and then Sasha runs up to him, and Kobe's clutching his hand, and he has that fierce Mamba assassin face where he clenches his jaw and he's, oh man, that was awesome. That was awesome. However, 2 weeks before that, when I was at this thing called Lakers Fiesta in 2006, I believe I met Kobe a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. I think it was like in late March, and this playoff game was like, I don't know, April 20-something. But I met Kobe, and I asked him, I said, hey, like, what do you think of your chances to go to the playoffs? Or not go to the playoffs, but like deal with facing a team that's much better than you. And he said, no, we can do it. And when Kobe, you're waiting in a line, right, to have Kobe sign something. So literally all it is, you sign, take a picture, it's about 30 seconds. So some people, they just sign it, say, hey, thanks, yada, yada. Well, I was asking, a legitimate question, and I'm 10 years old, 2006, and, I was 10, and you can tell the reaction from the players when you're younger, and you ask them, like, legitimate questions, and I don't care if they seem impressed, but you could tell he was genuinely, like, wow, like, this kid doesn't want just a picture. He wants to know something, and he's asking a personal question, and Kobe was nice enough to give an answer. Because there's so many times that you hear when Kobe's in public and people are taking pictures, staring at him, and he stares back with the mama face. Or there was this thing when he was at a church, I don't know, 5 years ago or something, he was at a church, and in the church this guy took a picture of him, and he grabbed the guy's phone and threw it, and the guy claimed he hurt his wrist, just get money, whatever. But this was, a formal setting at Fiesta Lakers at the convention center where he's not required to go, but he showed up. Maybe he is required to go. I have no idea. But he showed up, and this is the forum to ask him those questions. And it's great to get a response from someone that has probably signed, 10,000 autographs, 20,000 autographs, maybe 1,000 autographs, who knows? But it's great to see him be real in that moment. And you could feel it, because this is his life, right? He played in the NBA for 20 years, more than half his life once he retired, and it was just amazing just having a brief conversation with this dude. And I felt so lucky in that moment. I was so happy. And like the autograph that I got, I don't know if I said this, but in the Laker like man cave video in the beginning, there's a picture of me and Kobe, and he's holding this like plaque with like a picture on it that he signed, and the picture's in a plastic sleeve pinned to the plaque. And I'm so stupid and so in love with this guy, right? He's my freaking idol, that I don't take the picture out of the sleeve. So he signs the plastic, and over time, because it's been 13 years since 2006, obviously, it's faded and it's gone because I'm an idiot and he signed the plastic. But that moment, it's so much, because I have other Kobe autographs, but that's so hilarious that happened, that almost I feel like it's a better story than having him actually sign the picture, because it's so stupid. A 10-year-old kid being an idiot, a stupid, ignorant, naive kid, unaware of what's going on, and it's just hilarious looking back on it. And I take more, that conversation is worth, that brief question is worth 1,000,000 times more in my memory than having an autograph, and that's it. I'm sorry, that's how I feel. And like I said, I have other Kobe autographs, but I couldn't care less if I didn't. Just having that moment sphered into my, I don't know, fucking in my memory is just so awesome. And I love the guy, and that's just so funny. When do you hear of someone getting an autograph from one of the greatest players of all time, and he screws up and they screw up the autograph process, or they get it's just hilarious. All right, well, that's my story time. Like I said, it should be an interesting next, 15 games or so. I think we have 13, but we'll see what happens. We play the Knicks tomorrow. Obviously, there'll be a bunch of Lakers fans there because LeBron's definitely. There's no way LeBron's going to pass up playing against the Knicks. It's a 9 a.m. game because it's an afternoon game on the East Coast, so got to get up early for that shit, right? But it should be fun, and I think LeBron's going to kick ass, and obviously it was the right move to rest him to prepare for that, but obviously you don't want him to do back-to-backs and, risk anything. But I think he'll play versus the Knicks tomorrow, obviously, but I think he has to play versus the Bucks on Tuesday because that's not a back-to-back. And then I don't think we have any more, super crazy back-to-backs. On the 26th, we play the Wizards at home, and then the next day we play at the Jazz. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does play because you're traveling from LA to Utah, an hour, 2-hour flight, and the games are at 7:30 each, right? So it's not like it's a back-to-back where you played 7:30 and the next game's at 12. So I wouldn't be surprised, and I don't think we have any other back-to-backs. Let me quickly look. We do. Our last back-to-back is April 4th, and then we play the Clippers April 5th. And April 4th is a home game, and then April 5th is at the Clippers, so I don't see why he wouldn't play that back-to-back. And if he does for sure play the back-to-back versus Clippers, I would expect light minutes, 20 to 30 minutes, but still. I think he's going to play every single game the rest of the way, and if he doesn't, I think it'll be one game he takes off, because once again, I'm pretty sure there's only... we're 31 and 38, so that's 69 games. So we have 13, lucky 13 games left. So I think we can get this win tomorrow. I mean, the Knicks are in the tank, obviously, and I mean, we could tank the final 13 games to get a better pick, but I think that's unprofessional because we kind of are, not by choice. I mean, Lonzo's shut down, Brandon's shut down, but those are for legitimate reasons. So it's not by choice to tank; it's coincidental. But I don't think we're gonna just fold and roll over tomorrow. I think LeBron's gonna go all out and put on a fan for MSG, man. MSG. All right, I'm Charles Ryan, Chucky Atkins, Charles Barkley, whatever you want to call me. Yours truly, KB24 status, and let's go Lakers. We can get it tomorrow. We can do it. All right, take care. See ya. Peace.